Bree, where's the video on Art Fight? You kept showing your attacks since literally the end of August. Where is it? Ha! You fools, I've tricked you. I'm in fact making a video on Art Fight someday, and that day is today. Hey there, yappers, it's Bree, and today I've got a really interesting art topic I wanted to talk about. Art Fight. Oh, and by the way, I usually do art commentary, just art in general, so if that's the sort of stuff you like, consider subscribing. I just reached 80,000 subscribers, which is so cool. Thank you so much, guys. My next goal is 90,000 subscribers, so if you enjoy my content, please subscribe so you can see more silly content, and so I can reach my goal. Before we begin, also, I have some super thank yous to give. The official Amazing Kit Kat, Shockwave Scientist 21, Kazuna Endy, That One FNAF Kid 5733, Wasa Baby Cheese, Monica Ah, and Divine owns this handle forever. And as always, sorry if I pronounced any names wrong, and if you aren't in this one, you'll be in the next one. Now on to the video. I've had this video planned for over a month. Mid-June is when I thought it up, and I plan to release it sometime in August, aka right now, for when the entire event was wrapped up, so let's finally get to the video since I'm sure you were all waiting for this. I've always been interested in Art Fight for about 3 years now, and every darn time I'm like a month late when I remember it existed. But this year, I was determined. It's basically this giant art trade, which is exactly how it sounds. It's an art trade. I draw something for an artist, and they do the same for me. A trade. So that's basically what Art Fight is. A lot of people dislike art trades because people say that people with quote-unquote bad styles are basically scamming you, which is such a weird argument to me because, like, scamming? How? If you're gonna do an art trade with someone, you should at least know what their art looks like. And if it's not up to your standards or preferences, it's not a scam. You just don't like the art despite walking yourself into that. If you don't like someone's art style, don't do a trade with them. It's as simple as that. Always know who you're trading with. Personally, I love all styles, and any art of my characters are appreciated because that's so cool. But anyway, I geared way off topic, but that does actually get brought up later. But anyway, it's like a giant art trade. We have to draw other people's original characters, aka OCs, that they submit on their profile for points. You draw their characters and you get points. There are 2 teams and each have a theme. As of writing this part of the script, this year's theme hasn't been announced yet, as I'm currently writing this in June, since this entire video will be recorded until the winning team is announced. So everything you're hearing in this video was done periodically throughout my time in Art Fight. But in Art Fight, you usually go for the opposing team, but you can go for your own team, you just won't get as many points. The team with the most points at the end of the month wins. The more detail, the more points. So full body shots will get more points than headshots and stuff like that. Very small description of the game, but I suggest looking it up to get more information. Since I was new, I looked up a bunch of videos about it and just tips to get to work on preparing. And since I'm currently working on a big project, that's all I'm going to say, I have a lot of character design sheets for my OCs, so I was lucky since I didn't have to rush a bunch of character designs to get them done. Because in order to have your OCs drawn, you have to upload their reference sheets on their pages along with many descriptions, tags, and other stuff. It took a minute to get all the references and character thumbnails done, but it all worked out in the end. I finished my character sheets and uploaded them using star icons to indicate which ones I wanted to be drawn the most, since I heard that's what people usually do. Of course, being my 2 favorite OCs, Vicky and Gloom got the stars. They're literally my children. And psst, you'll see more about them on my playlist on my page with silly animations and such. And possible bigger projects in the future. Wait, who said that? What? Once I finished setting up all the references, I got like 6 followers within the time of uploading them, so I was pretty bamboozled. I scrolled through the character page to find the designs up my alley and began following those who would fit my style, which was of course more cutesy OCs. I also took the time to make a global character permission sheet, which all I asked was nothing suggestive since I'm a minor and I get uncomfortable with that kind of art being made about my OCs, plus it's literally against the rules for minors to make or receive NSFW in attacks, or really anyone for that matter I believe, but you'll never know, so just in case, I always like to play it safe and add it just in case. I then shared my account on my community tab on YouTube and other socials and waited for the theme to be announced, and for the follows to roll in. I checked a day or 2 later after I advertised my Art Fight account and I already received over 50 follows and 4 comments. Exotic FNAF said they liked my character Nancy, and thanks! I'm Super Duper said I'm their idol, aw, thanks. Floating Cat said they love my videos, and thank you. And finally, Musty You said holy moly, which holy moly indeed. A couple days later on Saturday, June 15th, the voted theme that won was Stardust versus Steep Film, which so cool. I went on the website and chose my team, and decided to go with the team Stardust since that one was just the one that stood out to me most, and I feel like the darkness of space and the stars just match my vibe, so yeah. I also went back to the character page and began following people whose characters fit my main style, so I can be prepared of who I'm attacking before the month starts, since I did have some OCs I was excited to draw before the competition began. The days leading up to Art Fight had me nervous, because on TikTok I hit my first Art Fight controversy. Apparently artists were complaining that they didn't want quote-unquote bad art, and they thought beginners were gonna ruin the fun, and then they're gonna make their OCs look bad. Like, bro, my brother in Christ, it's free art, or what do you mean you don't want bad art? You are literally ruining all the fun. You draw others' OCs for free, and they draw your OCs for free. Like, I get not being a fan of the art, but complaining and ridiculing styles you don't like, or just beginners in general, sounds so ungrateful. Hell, it is ungrateful. You're not obligated to love every piece, but God, you have to be so nasty. It's an honor to have anyone to even consider drawing your characters. Why are we gatekeeping an event for all artists to have fun? But I mean, be ungrateful. I'll just be over here cherishing every piece I get. But anyway, day 1 and the servers were down. My friend Ace and I just kept trying to get in, but we couldn't. Also follow Ace. She's so cool. I finally got in an hour later and decided to save one OC from each person in my following list. And the first drawing I made was with this adorable OC made by the user Kimbap. Go follow them. I was originally going to do the sketch digitally, but did it traditionally and transferred it to Ibis Paint. I was going to put my whole Brie OC into every piece, and that is exactly what I did. I redrew over it and had a field day with those delicious colors. If you're watching this, Kim, I am in love with your work. But as I was drawing, I realized something. I've never rendered water, so this person will be my tester. I finished the base sketch and went to render, and I also grabbed a snack to munch on while I work while watching YouTube videos as well. After 4 hours, I finished my full body, full colored rendered piece, and at that moment I knew this was going to take longer than I thought. But I was ready. I chose this OC since the cutesy style just matched my style perfectly, and I love the overall character design. I just had to draw it. At the end of day 1, before I logged off for the night, I had received 7 attacks, and I made 1 attack for 92.5 points, which is the one I just showed. But I began to work on my next piece before bed. I wanted to fight back against someone and did a friendly fire at the same time against my friend Dark and Hollow. Also go follow them. I also did this with my friend Ace. I wanted to show one of the drawings I did with one of my friends in this video, so I chose this one because it can also triple as my first fight back for this video, and my first friendly fire, since I do want to show a few of my drawings in this video with every category. Plus, Darken's OC fit my style the most out of all the people I can currently attack back. So since it was technically still day 1, I wanted to stick with something that I was comfortable with before attacking back other users. But the next day I did in fact attack a few other creators back. Again, I made a fully colored, fully rendered piece, but this time it was a more basic background since I wasn't sure what to do for backgrounds. I really love this OC's design, and that's what mainly made me choose it, especially with all the pink since that's mainly one of my favorite colors to work with. This one took 1 hour and 30 minutes, and I finally went to bed. The next day I had woken up, and after a little while I bookmarked a whole load of characters that I wanted to draw in the character browsing area. I also checked out new attacks and received 5 new ones. Someone even made my OCs into glitch tech workers, which made me so happy because it's one of my hugest long-time interests. As of recording this, I literally watched it last night. I basically was looking out for more pastel and brightly colored OCs that would fit my cutesy vibe for my art style. I picked up quite a few so I'd be busy for a while. Day 5 I did a revenge attack for Sketch Freak, and it was of a Roblox character which I thought would be fun to try. I wanted to play with colors, went with blue themes to match her crying form, and I wanted her under a spotlight as she held her crystal ball that I put a star in. I was honestly taking a bit to attack back, since on day 5 I only had time to make 6 attacks, and I had received 35 defenses, so I tried to get through as many as I could. Every morning I had even more, so I kept getting tougher, but to prevent myself from stressing out, I bookmarked at least 2 attacks for each day I got more. I felt really bad because I wanted to attack everybody back, but there were so many people I just didn't want to drain myself as the month just began. So if I didn't revenge you, I apologize. I did make sure to leave huge thank yous on every post, and this is what I usually do for all art made for me. Plus, it's a great way to show appreciation if you can't attack someone back. Once I finished, I submitted it and got 77 points. And on the last day of the first week, I noticed the community ended up having an active problem going on. Like, it was bad. People were whitewashing darker characters, taking away scars and disabilities, and so much more. I luckily wasn't hit with any of these guys, and I get being a beginner and having an accidental whoopsie than fixing it, but there are some people just purposely doing it. It was disgusting. From what I heard, it's really not new to ARTFIGHT, and I wasn't too shocked since it isn't new to the internet in general, but it was still extremely messed up nonetheless, and there was also people just being genuinely competitive in a mean way over ARTFIGHT. Like, not all good's fun competitive, but just genuinely rude. Like, I get being competitive, and a lot of people this year were mad at it, and I get the true point of ARTFIGHT is fun, but it's still labeled as a competition, so it's gonna be treated as such. But once they start doing bad sportsmanship, that's where I draw the line, since in every competitive game, you shouldn't be a full-on jerk about it. And again, the whole complaining about attacks and crapping on beginners drawing their receipts for just being, well, beginners. Again, guys, it's free art. But something cool I noticed was mass attacks. It was mainly on Seafoam's side from what I saw, but seeing attacks that consisted over 20 characters in a drawing was genuinely so impressive. But at the same time, it sparked so much drama, people accusing others of farming points, and all that, which I'll admit I wasn't a fan of at first, and I did ever post a few videos about it on TikTok because I got why people would be upset. But I ended up watching a video called The TikTokification of ARTFIGHT that explained all the drama I saw pretty well, so I recommend checking that out, but it did give a new perspective. Something that they explained that I guess a lot of people forgot is that I'm pretty sure the moderators go over all the art and correct points if necessary from what I heard, especially if the accounts have crazy amount of points, so the whole farming points should be fixed. I do understand being a bit upset, but even when I did think, hey, you know, that kind of sucks to do that when it came to quote-unquote farming points, but I never once thought that warrants hate, since again, it's still free art even if it isn't what you expected. I still think you can be upset, you have every right to be, but there's a difference between being a jerk and being upset. But I mainly try to ignore the drama and only record some of it in my notes since it was a significant event that I noticed in my first year of art fight, but I mainly stay out of it so I could focus on the attacks and have fun. I really didn't want to make my first year worrying about drama. But moving past that, I unfortunately was gone for 1 week of art fight, as I took a trip and didn't have time to do much, or even post a video, which really sucked, but it was a nice trip, so it's okay. I wrapped up art fight with my final drawings and waited for the results. I was eager and checked like all month. But finally, on August 25th, after not checking for a bit, I finally got a video about art fight on my feed and instantly got reminded and thought, oh yeah, I gotta go check. And when I checked the results, I saw that Stardust won. Woohoo! I was so excited and happy to know that my team won. It was so cool that my first year we won, and I guess now it's time for my overall thoughts now that art fight is fully over. While it was harder than I thought, I definitely enjoyed it and recommend it. I would just put this out there though, stay out of the drama because it seemed like everyone who wasn't having fun was, shocker, indulging way too much into the drama this year. And while it could have been interesting commentary topics I could talk about, and I could still talk about it in the future, I think stepping away during art fight, especially for my first year, was a good idea. I was definitely stressing out over revenging everybody, since I felt bad if I didn't. But once I realized it was impossible to do that and not be drained, I loosened up and decided to revenge just as much as I could take, while also just doing random attacks. If you're interested in seeing all the attacks I got, my art fight user is BreedDraws, and I recommend following the people who attacked me. Would I join again? Absolutely, and I can't wait for next year. Some things I definitely will keep in mind for next year is to not feel obligated to revenge everyone, don't push myself too much, and to just focus on having fun. That's what I did this year and I went great. I recommend art fight to anyone who was and is interested. And a small bit of advice for newcomers, work on character sheets early, like a month or even months early. I always hear that's the most intimidating part, and while I didn't have to worry about it, a lot of people were worrying about it, so just want to let you guys know. You don't even need like 100 references either. You could even have one. Also, you guys should go support the art fight team, donate, do whatever you can to support them to keep the game going. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my recap of my first art fight experience, and if you did, I recommend subscribing. My next goal, like I said, is 90,000 subscribers, so if I reach that, I'd be so happy. With that, here are today's scrumptious brush codes. Remember to like and comment your thoughts and experiences. Also, commissions are now open if you're interested. Check out the link in the description. But most importantly, before I go, remember to love your art, love others, and love yourselves. Bye!